At the skating rink, a car suddenly caught on fire. Is that a fire truck now? When the firefighters arrived, the burning car was heading toward an old man. Luckily, the old man dodged the flaming car. As the fire got bigger, the firefighters rushed in to save the old man. Though they successfully pulled him out, the burning car was still sliding around the skating rink. The firefighters stood in one spot, and as the car came close, they sprayed it with a fire extinguisher. But after spraying hundreds of times, they still couldn't put the fire out. In the end, they had to put on skates themselves. And finally put the fire out together. Can you skate? The old woman called 911, claiming she was about to die. But when firefighters arrive, she refused to let them help. Both her daughter and the firefighters were confused. Then, the firefighter noticed the do not resuscitate order on the table. Turned out, the woman had terminal brain cancer with little time left, so she chose to take something to speed up the dying process. According to this order, the firefighters could not do anything. The daughter was puzzled. Why call 911 if you've decided to die?
I called them for you, so you wouldn't be alone when I go.
Unable to accept it, she pleaded with her mother not to give up and urged the firefighters to take action. The firefighters were in a dilemma. The daughter had to take matters by herself.
You gave up your entire life to take care of me. Now it's time for me to give it back.
After saying her final words, the mother closed her eyes. When the firefighter checked, the mother had no heartbeat. The daughter could only bear her grief and start a new life. The plane was about to fall down, held only by a window washing cable. Before the tools arrived, the firefighters chose to get into the plane to rescue the pilot.
Hey! Can you hear me?
The firefighters had to use a stretcher to lift the man and pull him out with a rope. But then the man suddenly remembered the plane was carrying organs for emergency transplant, and the heart was still inside. By that point, the plane was overloaded. So the firefighters had to rescue the man first. Then, after hesitating for a second, the captain immediately dove back inside to retrieve the organ box.
Got it!
Fortunately, he was fine and successfully retrieved the transplant organs. A man was riding a motorcycle on the bridge. He didn't expect the bridge to suddenly rise, leaving both him and the bike stuck in midair. The firefighters suggested lowering the drawbridge, but the shaking from moving it could make the motorcycle loose, which might cause it to fall and hit the man below. So the firefighter had to climb up using the side rails, rescuing him from the top of the bridge. The firefighter were risking serious injury, and the man couldn't hold on much longer. The firefighter quickly reached the top of the bridge, secured the rope, and got ready to save him. Just as he got to him, the motorcycle's handlebars started to loosen. Luckily, the bike's kickstand got caught in a groove, so it didn't fall. The firefighter then started the drawbridge controller and began lowering the bridge. Both of them got down safely. Would you dare to ride a motorcycle? Two people are about to skydive, but the plane suddenly hits turbulence. The woman tries to pull the instructor back. Luckily, his parachute bag got stuck on the plane. When the firefighters arrived, they asked the pilot to fly against the wind first, then lower the plane's altitude. The firefighters were ready on the ground. Two team members stood on top of a car, hoping to grab the man as the plane flew by, but the height was too much. It wasn't easy to catch him. The captain asked the pilot to fly lower, but any lower, and they'd have to crash land. In this last chance,
Right there. Okay. Come on. Go! Go!
the firefighters saved the man successfully, and the plane landed safely. Have you ever tried skydiving? The boy rushed into the fire station with his sister, saying his sister was about to die, begging the firefighters to help her quickly.
I started bleeding this morning and it won't stop. I tried putting band-aids on it, but...
The firefighters put on gloves and began checking her. A firefighter asked the girl if she was hurt anywhere.
happened. I just started bleeding and now my stomach hurts.
After hearing her answer, the firefighter asked how old she was.
12 and a half.
The firefighters suddenly understood. They asked her to take off the jacket tied around her waist and began explaining what a period is. It turned out the girl's mother had passed away a long time ago. Her dad was always busy working to support the family, so it was just her and her brother. No one had ever told her about these things. A male firefighter came over and took her little brother aside. With the firefighter's help, the girl changed into clean clothes. Then she began to cry, feeling upset. She had lost her mother's guidance and didn't even know such basic things. But the firefighter comforted her. Your brother didn't know either. The girl smiled through her tears and went back to her brother. Even though her mom wasn't there anymore, having family by her side was true happiness. The probie just said it's so quiet today. Firefighters were on high alert.
Whoa! Did he just say? No!
That word is taboo at the fire station. Whoever says it will make the whole day crazily busy. The alarm blared.
Attention station 118. Vehicle accident with injuries.
Oh, jinxed.
An influencer had tied himself to a billboard, causing a traffic jam. After handling that situation and getting ready to eat some pizza, the dreaded alarm went off again. The captain had to put the pizza back in the oven. They drove for an hour to rescue a cute kitten and a man who was stuck up a tree. As soon as they sat down to eat their first meal of the day, the alarm went off yet again. This time, a woman was stuck inside a lion's head. The team worked together to get the lion's head off. The next second,
At least someone ate today.
when they finally returned to the station, their delicious pizza had turned to charcoal. Luckily, the captain had already ordered takeout, but before it could arrive, the alarm went off once more. A woman had an octopus stuck to her face. The firefighters had to dunk her head into the water to make the octopus let go. Buck barely had time to take a sip of water when they got another call. Someone had been crushed under a seat while trying to retrieve his phone in a movie theater. Chimney could only eat a cookie to stave off hunger, then went on to rescue a child stuck in a washing machine. With just 10 minutes left until their shift ended,
Okay, and we are going back out.
upon arrival at the scene, they found a clown seemed to be choking. Chimney told him to cough it out. Then, out came several meters of colorful ribbons from his mouth. It was all a prank. After handling this call, their long day was finally over, but just as they were about to leave, an old utility pole collapsed and fell right onto their truck. Now, they had to wait for another rescue team to help them, all while starving. When the rescue team finally arrived, instead of helping immediately, they pulled out their phones to take pictures for Instagram. What a jinx day.
This is great.
Someone's stealing our ambulance.
The car thief was crashing through the street. Even though it was an ambulance, he didn't care about anyone's life. But the man didn't listen at all, looked at the defibrillator in the car. The paramedic got an idea. She told the thief that the ambulance had a tracker. No matter where he drove, the police would find him. And once the beeping sound started, it meant the police were about to shut off the engine from afar. Soon, the police were chasing close behind. The paramedic quickly turned on the defibrillator. The beeping sound started. The thief got so scared he stopped the car right away. Then he was caught by the police. I'm really curious about why he stole the car.